Hello everyone, long time no see. This is a little bit of an update and hopefully a new direction that this channel can take going forth. So very recently, an important event happened in my life that really forced me to take a different look at how things have been going and the things that I valued. And while I don't want to bore you with the details of what happened, I do want to say that I'm really learning to appreciate the day-to-day joys that I really have been ignoring for a very long time. Just like these flowers that I've been learning to paint. Forgive me for my poor skills. I'm hoping to be able to really stay in the moment and appreciate just everything that's beautiful around me that may have been neglected or just not appreciated as really they should be. That's a little angel that I painted very recently with my watercolor pencils that I've really been excited about. And these are some of the flowers that came with a beautiful bouquet that you saw at the beginning of this video. For an example, this little fella is a cutting that we took from a nearby park. It was from a plant that really wasn't doing very well, but by taking cuttings, I'm hoping that we'll be able to root them at home and hopefully give it a new life. This is a plant called Kalanchoe. And I just recently learned how to spell or pronounce it properly. And it's amazing to know that you really welcomed a life into your house for days, months, and weeks, and still have many things to learn about it if you just give it another look. And you can see how happy it makes me to look at this new green growth in my cactus. And this one looks like it has pigtails. This is my chestnut tree. He was a late bloomer for sure. We actually were so scared that he might have died in the winter. But if you could believe it, sometime in late June, his leaves just started sprouting out of nowhere, and now he's actually having a much fuller moment than he did the same time last year. You can see that the leaves suffered some damage from the bugs that you can't avoid even from our apartment balcony, but he is still going really strong. And you can see our stoic wooden Buddha guarding our apple tree, sitting on top of a whole bunch of naturally found fossils. Just proud, stoic. And you can see my cat over there. His name is Kaibi. And he actually comes with a very funny story, which I'll tell you while you can get the Babelias. His name is Kaibi, which means Korean barbecue, because the cat rescue that we got him from was right next to the Kaibi restaurant that we used to frequent. And that name just stuck, and it's very fitting because he loves his meat. You can see that I'm very happy with all the new friends that we've grown in our balcony. And this is fuchsia, and it just amazes me looking at how perfect the flower petals are every time. It's something that as humans I feel we struggle to replicate, this natural perfection, while still not being perfect. And that is my little puppy, my partner in crime. You can see how happy he is to see all the flowers that bloomed in our garden, and how happy he is to get a lot of pets and a lot of love. These hydrangeas are actually a new addition, and it's amazing to see the new fully bloomed pink hydrangeas sitting right next to our white hydrangeas, which have lost most of its flowers but still beautiful in its own way. we just saw our garden gnome guarding the clovers. And of course our salvia. It's already lasted with us for a few months now. Oh, and these are my absolute favorites. These are creeping phlox. And it comes in many different colors, and I think the purple is just stunning. It's really wonderful to buy these perennial plants, bring them to your home and watch them bloom season after season, or sometimes for multiple times in the same season. It really teaches you about the impermanence of life and how we really can benefit from learning what is beautiful in the moment, at the same time not being hung up on it. Because while it may come a time where we have to say goodbye, we know for sure there will be another time where we say hello again. Cooking is a really important part of my household. My husband actually does most of the cooking. And here you just saw him making some really delicious pineapple rice, which is something that was new for him, but he did a fabulous job and it was absolutely delicious. I think cooking is a wonderful way to stay mindful of the moment as well. And just watching the food getting prepared, really putting in your time and love and care to feed those who you love and your body, I think is just a really wonderful process. And I'm not sure if you're going to catch this, but this honey calcite actually has the most beautiful rainbow. I love having gemstones at home and just really taking the time to examine every crack, every crevice, every little rainbow that I can find. And every time I hold one in my hands, I do find something new about them that I haven't noticed before. And if you were to look at this just a few days ago, you would have seen cute little flowers coming out of my hen succulents, but unfortunately time has passed and now they're more wilty but still very cute. This is something that I'm hoping to do more around our home. It's a joint project between my husband and I. He did the background and I did the plants that come at the forefront. And we're just so happy that we live in a home that we're able to do little art projects together like this. If you haven't noticed, the plants that are on that closet that we painted is actually a pictorial representation of the plants that we actually have at home. And I think just the juxtaposition between the painted plants and the real plants sitting right behind them is just so funny and so unique. And I hope to do many more little projects like that that really represent the different lives, the different little creatures that we have in our home in fun little whimsical ways. One of the things that I really love to do when I buy flowers is I notice that the flowers, even if they come in the same bouquet, actually age at different times. So I have two little vases in my room, and what I do is for the flowers that haven't wilted by the time others get wilted, I just stick them in those little vases, and then they create these little beautiful and serene natural sculptures that just guard my room and make it feel all that more peaceful. You can see Kaibi over here being cute. He's actually had a recent ear infection that we're treating, which is why his hair looks so matted around his ear, but he's been an absolute champ in the process. And now he's all better, although he still has some days left in his treatment, but I'm just so grateful that it all went okay for him, and he's still my little loving baby boy, as you can see over here. And these two guys are just absolutely best friends. One of the themes that we have running through our home is antiques. My husband and I love going to vintage shops and antique malls and trying to find little treasures that just come from a different time that have really been loved by someone else and are now in our homes receiving love and care just from a different group of people with a different story. Another thing that we really have at our home and that we try to do on a regular basis, just craft projects. So this is actually a sun catcher / wind chime that is created with necklaces that we handmade that I didn't want to wear as necklaces anymore. So we had this idea to take a rattan, what do you call those things, like pot protectors or pot mats, and then we broke the necklaces so they form a singular line, and then we tied them to those rattan mats, and then they form this beautiful pattern, almost like a jellyfish, and now it sits right in front of our window, shining beautifully whenever we get sun. And you can see the new green growths in our evergreen. One of the most wonderful things about having plants at home is it really teaches you about the seasonality throughout the days. And for us, even before the weather changes, we notice these most beautiful green growths in our plants, and we just know that spring is right around the corner, and it is the most wonderful feeling. We're actually getting a little scared because we have been having a lot of cloudy days lately, and some of our plants are showing signs of autumn. But you know, it's all a passage of time, and no matter what, we know that we'll have a way to enjoy it. It was lovely talking to you again, and I hope you have the most wonderful evening. See you soon.